Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Veronica Slabbert. I'm standing in for Sumaya. Sumaya's father is not very well, and we pray for speedy recovery for him. So I'm standing in tonight for School Matters. And with me tonight, I have, as always, a guest, and a very special one, a very gorgeous-looking one in a pink ear, looking great. Rayhana Said, welcome. You're a regular here.
I am, yes. So I want to say assalamu alaikum to the listeners, of course, and then good evening to you. I think it's caught off guard, but this is what we do. Am I right? The teachers, we just
we improvise,
impromptu.
Yes.
Toastmasters all over again.
Well,
okay.
Not quite the language. I'm a bit technical, but we can try this one. So welcome to the show. I'm looking so forward to having you here and chatting with you.
Yes,
and I'm
back to school. So
don't swear me. Please don't swear me. That's not a nice word to say, yes. But the reality is that we are back at school.
It feels like we've been back for an entire term.
Yes.
And I keep reminding myself with regards to routines and everything else that you only have the kids for exactly like 13 days, maybe, if I had to count, or is it less?
But I don't know. It feels like forever. I don't know. Just getting to know the kids in the class, I must say.
Yeah. So, with the little ones, because I'm obviously, totally different from your sector.
Yes.
I'm also in private sector.
Yes.
And with the little ones, it's always just about getting the routines right. And I think that's what we want to chat about today.
Yeah.
Making it easy, really just cruising to a good start to the back to school vibes, as we would say.
So what does back to school mean for families and for teachers like you? What does it mean for you?
I think that it's like New Year. It's a new year. It's but with all the homework for it, and I'm not talking about
grade 2s get homework.
No, I'm not talking about children homework. I'm talking about parents. I'm talking about
teachers,
the grown-ups. I'm talking about it's like New Year, and you've got all this homework to do because parents have to buy that uniform. Parents have to buy. And so for me, it's not even just about the stationery, and it's about the new routines, the friendships, the emotions, and I want to chat about emotions when it comes to our children. For children, it's exciting, it's scary, all at the same time. For parents, I feel it's a relief from being tagged the entire holidays to mixed emotions of maybe panic, of worry. Which mom doesn't worry that her child is not happy at school? I always say, what do you want for your child? And a parent would say, I want my child to be happy. Even if it's a grade 12, whether it's a grade 12, whether it's a grade 1, whether it's a preschooler, you are, as a mom or as a dad, your first priority is your child's happiness, and I think that's what's important.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Tell me, how many grade 2s classes do you have at the school?
We have 4 grade 2 classes of about 25. So our units are up to 100. If not a little bit more, for every single grade. And that would be grade 1, 2, and 3 for my segment, as well as going up, So we are a school that is from 00 right through to matric. And it's a family, because we have our kiddos that we've seen from grade 00 right through to matric. We had our matric awards day today.
You were saying, yes.
And they were my babies, And so it's not even about, that they just in matric and they're in a different section of the school. For us, it's that I used to teach you. I thought you should read, Like, yes.
I tell the kids, since when do I fit underneath your armpits? No, look how tall you've got. What's wrong with you? Why are you so tall? So,
and it's a beautiful thing to watch our children.
And they become these hairy, berry beards and everything.
And I still say that I'm still your class mom, and I'm still,
So do your learners get to choose their teacher, or do you put them in the classes?
We just put them into classes.
And are they allowed to swap if they're not happy, or do you prefer to keep them as
I always say that, and I know that out there are parents who would have the assumption of who a teacher is. They would base it maybe on what they would hear from others. But I always say it's important to give every teacher an opportunity. Every single teacher has their strengths.
Yes.
Every single person, whether it's a child, whether it's an adult, has toxic traits, that we're willing to work on and stuff. But I always say you would want a chance, so give that teacher a chance.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, somebody would look at, it's like me, okay? Like, look at me. Somebody would think, oh, she doesn't look like she does any exercise. I mean, I'm just saying, But meanwhile, you don't know what exactly
you're up to.
My regime is or whatever it is. So likewise, you might look at a teacher and just generalizing now, and you might think, that's what the teacher for
she's a pushover, that one.
Or she's so chilled, or she's so cheeky. The kids always say, the ones with the rules, cheeky teachers or whatever. But I always say, give every teacher an opportunity.
Fantastic.
And if there are parents out there who have, got into a classroom and think, I don't know if I can handle a whole year with this teacher, please just, bear with them and let's see. And you'll feel differently at the end.
And every teacher has got the
year.
child's best interest at heart.
Absolutely.
That's the main thing, that you're worried about the child. You want the child to pass.
And the thing is that when the child is performing a curriculum wise, it means it's a feather in a cap for you as a teacher, because now you've done the work. At our level, it's that I always say grade ones are the most rewarding because you teach them how to read.
Oh, fantastic!
And when you have that breakthrough,
and
that's when you think, you know what, this is it. I did this.
Now you nurture that.
So I feel
so tell me quickly now, what are your tips for parents for morning routines?
To manage that morning routine?
Oh, yes.
You know what?
Yes.
I say that morning should not feel like it is an episode of Survivor.
But it is.
This is where it might sound ridiculously impossible to do for the busy days that we have, but it's so important to prep the night before.
Yes.
People would say as an adult, how do you look dressed up every single day? But Veronica, if you walk into my room, I've got every abaya ready, every scarf hijab ready for the entire week. So I'm not flustered in the morning. So it all, and nobody can say that they can't be organized. We are all scatterbrains. I mean, we all have busy lives. But I feel that if you have clothes ready, uniforms, bag packed, at the door ready, if you have your lunch planned, you have your water bottle filled,
and breakfast planned,
your breakfast planned, then also you cannot keep your children asleep for too long. So that 5 minutes late that you are waking up, if you woke up at least 7 minutes earlier, it makes such a big difference. I just believe that visual routines for little kids are also extremely important. So maybe a routine: brush your teeth, get dressed, eat your breakfast. For little ones, it's so nice to just have those sort of things. Shoes on. A big tip is, I always say this, I haven't given this tip out in a while, but for left and right feet, how do you know that your child is going to be easy? You take a big sticker, so it's a circle or a heart or something. You cut the sticker in half so that there's symmetry.
Cutting a heart in half.
And then you put the right on the right half, you put the left inside the shoe,
sweet.
And then when you put the shoes together,
sweet,
the stickers match.
Yeah.
Now your kid knows. You know what?
Fantastic.
Slip it in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're flustered. And,
put the wrong shoes.
Another thing that I found over the years is that our children don't know how to tie shoelaces.
Yeah.
it's so easy because to lose that skill because preschoolers wear Velcro.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes it's stipulated only send Velcro shoes
because of the shoelaces.
For the sanity of a day of that shoelaces. But then as they get older, when they have all these lovely sneakers and everything, then they can't tie their laces.
Well, I can see that because half of our kids' shoelaces are not tied. So so I'm like always saying, tie those shoelaces.
Yeah.
So parents struggle now with lunch ideas. What are some of the innovating ideas that you would give them for a nice sort of healthy lunchbox?
So I have a rule that you have to be good to be bad. And I mean good in your lunch eating Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
Then on Friday,
you
cheat and you treat yourself.
That's a nice one.
And it works for me.
Yeah.
So I feel that instead of you now thinking, I'm just going to put some chips in there and whatever else and stuff, and I'm just going to make it, I'm just going to let the child cheat. It's important that we get the nutritious lunches. Everybody needs a fruit, but I had this kid once and she had this apple, and I always joke about this and I say that if you want to be like a good mom and you want to look like a good mom, put an apple, because that apple can go on excursion for an entire week. It'll go back home.
It'll travel.
Yeah. And then you look, this mom's sending fruit or whatever.
Yeah.
And she would never eat her apple. And one day I said, and I asked her, why don't you eat your apple? And she said, I got no front teeth. How am I supposed to bite it? So a simple thing like cutting up the apple and then closing it up again and putting an elastic band around it and then popping it in. Then you just pull out the elastic band and then you just, you
suck on it or something if you don't have front teeth.
And then at least that's all cut up. Obviously kids have their preferences, but like I said, good to be bad on the weekend, so the treats are are better off there. The usuals. I know when I was at school, I don't know about you, but I love my peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah, very healthy.
It was your protein. It was, I'm not the expert when it comes to nutrition, but I just believe that we have to include certain things that children, and it's a long day for them.
Yeah.
Little ones don't know time. They don't have the notion of time. For them it's an entire day of they need to know break time is for us to snack and
or play. That's all they want to do is play.
I always say choose yogurt. There's such lovely ways. I don't know whether you followed the socials, but there's a beautiful new dessert that they call it, where you pop in
full cream yogurt.
Yes, and you pop in some biscuits into it and
freeze it.
You leave it overnight and then they have this lovely dessert.
I haven't tried it yet. I
did.
Oh, you did? And
it was absolutely lovely.
So it's true.
So you've
got to put the biscotti. Is it?
I used normal tennis biscuits.
Oh, did you use normal?
Which is a bit
so it's really like cheesecake
for me. And so I think there's so many lovely ideas out there.
Like with coffee, and I've seen with lemon that they've put lemon in there.
And then, of course, we have one of our amazing sponsors and part of the Ellenside family is the Dowd's chicken strips and pops and that is
even I'm a big fan of that.
In an air fryer.
Yes.
And you can do these things at nighttime. And I know there are super moms out there who do it in the morning, and I have no
idea how they do that. They need to come and teach me.
When I'm prepping on a Sunday for 4 days, Yeah.
What I love about the Delwood and the chicken strips and stuff is that you cook and then you cut them up and you make wraps.
Yes.
Cucumber and lettuce and tomato and cheese. I love it. That's my absolute favorite.
So I also feel that we need to become it needs to become the norm that leftovers are powerful. So I would do a butter chicken today. Then tomorrow, I would boil some pasta and I'd mix the butter chicken with the pasta and put some cheese on it. Then you've got 2 meals, 2 different meals.
Absolutely.
So we need to teach our children.
The economy doesn't allow us not to do that, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the next question that I want to ask you is about helicopter parenting. What does that mean, and how can they avoid that?
So people are going to say, what does it mean? Helicopter parenting is when you hover. It's like a helicopter.
Don't let go.
Now you don't let go, and you don't want to. You want to have control now of every single thing for your child, which is unhealthy. I'm sure you
even in the high school.
Even in the high school. So helicopter parenting is when parents hover, like you want to solve every single problem. You want to carry their bag. You want to do the project for them. You want to think for your child. You want to decide for your child. You don't want to give them choices. And you feel that that your child cannot do anything without you. Healthy parenting.
I've got a word for that. I'll tell you this now. Healthy parenting.
Healthy parenting would be that the opposite. They pack their own bags. They forget things sometimes. It's okay. It's okay to make a mistake. They solve small problems,
and they have to learn the consequences of forgetting maybe something. Because there's always consequences for stuff in life, and if you hover over them, they don't learn the consequences. There's no thing like for them like consequences. Well, I can do what I like.
So when we started and we said that it's about getting back into routines and stuff like that, how many parents out there are going to smile when I say you've said, have you lost your jacket already? Have you come home without a lunch bag again? Often. And I'm really just generalizing, it adds to anxiety for a child. So that's a sensitive topic of, you know what, if your child forgets their pencil once, it's a lesson. If a parent brings it up every single time, then it becomes dependence. So, and we want to create independence,
Yeah, I have a firm thing about that I do in my school is that I have soldering irons that I have in my workshop there, and I tell the kids, because the parents go and stick a little sticker on stuff and the stickers come off, or they wrote it with a pen, with a highlighter, and I say to the kids, I can take your name off within 2 seconds with that little highlighter. I've got some thinners here. I can take your name off.
And it can come off,
So I make them sit there and I make them mouth their name into the WhatsApp.
Wow.
Into the calculator. So it's deep. Their name is there. If they leave it or it is stolen for whatever reason, it's easy. You can close class off and you can do a search and it will just appear, if you know what I'm saying.
So it can be soldered on any material, plastic.
Well, no, this is now calculators and stuff.
Okay, yes.
And then with some of the clothes, you have to get permanent markers and just WhatsApp. Like I show the kids how to on these school bags, because all the school bags are plastic, the school bag.
Yes.
And they all look the same if everybody's got the same. So I show them how to take the soldering iron and just lightly put their name on there. As well.
I know there used to be laundry markers. I don't know if laundry markers still exist.
They are, but they wash out over time.
Yes.
But anyhow, for them to be able, and then there's a big trick that my dad taught me. And I taught my son. My son was from a very young age, he swam and he went up to a South African level. And one of the things my dad taught us was when you stand up, take that 2 to 5 seconds and just check. What did you come here with?
Yes.
And what are you supposed to leave with?
Yeah.
So you just look so that you can see, right, what have I got? He's and the goggles. He's never lost goggles. He's never lost fins. Never lost cozies.
Yeah.
That was like so imprinted into his mindset. Yeah. And if you just tell, and just at home, you say, okay, like what homework have you got for tomorrow? Where is it? And you let them just go over that. And what homework did you do? And what is, okay, you don't have a timetable as such.
No, we just,
but like, okay, pack your bags.
For us, homework is reading and learning your spelling words. Yes. So homework's really toned down when it comes to foundation phase. But that's a wonderful thing.
Fantastic. So let the child also help pack the bag.
Yes.
Because that's so important that they become responsible for packing their bags. Well, it's not just mommy or daddy packing bags, those kind of things.
So they know what is inside,
That's it. Yes. And they know that their book is there because they haven't forgotten it because maybe mom didn't pack it or whatever. Okay, so now little kiddies and emotions. Now grade 2 is still a little bit of a emotional side. How can parents help younger children to adjust emotionally to the school?
So little children feel big emotions, but they don't know any better how to manage emotions. Tips I can give is that talk about school positively. I have this thing where I post it every year, 101 ways to ask your child how was their day. So often when you ask a child, what did you do today? Nothing. How was your day? Okay. But there's so many different ways. For instance, what was the funniest part about your day? Did you make someone smile today? Did someone need a friend? Did you do something kind? Today? What did you learn in maths today? So really, those emotions, we are exercising them. We are making you show what your emotions were for the day. Were you feeling hot today? Were you mad today because your teacher didn't take you to the jungle gym or whatever it is? Also, when it comes to emotions, don't rush that goodbye in the morning for that little one. Like, what? It's a hurry now,
Yeah, I've got
that
to
goes
work,
back to now you're in the Survivor series now, and you just want to get done with it and stuff. I also feel that never promise your child, I'm going to fetch you early. Because now the entire day they are unhappy or they're waiting or they're anxious. You just say, I'll fetch you after school. Then they know. So also, you have to keep your goodbye short if there are tears. I don't know if children cry. The little ones cry, grade 1s or 2s or even preschoolers. If they cry, they're always so excited to go to school now.
I'm not so sure. I
don't think that.
I think maybe if they're just not happy with the teacher, that might be a story. But I think the rest of the time, my impression is normally that they can't wait to be with their friends.
They can't wait to be with their friends.
And they go to the playground.
When we speak about friendships, that's a topic for an entire program about how children struggle to make friends. So in my classroom, I have a buddy bench.
Oh, lovely.
So the buddy bench it's just an empty reading chair. And I've got a little sign there and it says there that, and I said to them that if you're ever feeling like you never had a buddy in that break time, then you just sit on the bench. And that means that when somebody's sitting on the bench, then the rest of the children have to go to offer, you know what, you didn't have a friend, so the next break, I'm going to be your friend.
Oh, lovely.
If 2 people are sitting on the bench, it means both of you have to talk to each other.
Oh, lovely.
So somebody said, what if you're sitting on the bench, ma'am? So
I'll sit there.
Then they said, then I said, then I probably need a hug or something.
We do need hugs.
Or we're just sitting down for a quick moment to breathe.
Some days are really just
children
so
really struggle to make friends. And it's because they expect somebody to come to them. And that is also when it comes to public speaking or just having a voice, that there are a lot of shy children
but
out
they're
there.
so
little children, but big emotions.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask another question just now, but I want to touch on this one first. Communication between parents and teachers. What makes good teacher-parent relationships work?
I think respect, ultimately. I think that parents should follow school rules. It's easy, it's easy to say all these things, read messages. These are obviously like communication skills that lead to that relationship. Trust a teacher's professional judgment. I say that as we get older, parents get younger. So their thoughts are the younger generation. We are now the older generation. I'm not so old, but I mean, I've been teaching for 26 years, so that makes me old in how things have evolved in education. And I know that you've seen it as well.
Yes.
I went, Veronica, from OBE to the national revised curriculum, to
Anna, everything.
To Anna, to there's no
now it's
system.
Now it's GEC.
Then it became CAPS, and then so it was. We went through every single one of them. I don't know how you feel about the CAPS document, but for me, I feel that it's extremely thorough. It's obviously an overload of information, but it is for every single sort of learner. And I've realized that from using it from everyone. I don't know if I had a favorite. I don't think OBE was my favorite. Not at all. Not at all. But I just feel that with that relationship, with the trust your teacher, and I always say, if you have something to say about the teacher to your spouse, don't say it in front of your child, because then that creates that anxiety.
Yeah.
You know what, mom said this, or dad said this, or whatever it is. It's always a learning process. Always, every single year.
I don't think there's one teacher that can fit the bill for every parent's desires.
Yes.
I think we have to try and get a median, where we can try and satisfy as parents as much as we can.
Yes.
And try and tick that box, and say, listen, I'm trying my best. I've got 25 learners in a class. I'm trying my utmost best. I will, if you need seeking extra, I will try my best, but you still have to be fair, because I always say one rule for all, one rule for all. And if I'm nice with you today, then I will be nice with that child. If I'm today and I'm cross with you guys, I won't just punish. I will check everybody's box, and I will say, okay, well done, you haven't done your work, blah blah blah. And so
I have always been blessed with tremendous support.
Oh, you're lucky.
And I am really, I'm just, I don't have complaints.
Oh, you're lucky.
So lucky. I am. I'm really blessed. But I speak and I advocate for other teachers, and I speak for everyone. I think because I'm on social media, there's a trust that I have with teachers from all over the country.
Fantastic.
Who would send me a message or what, can you give me some advice? And you seem so truthful. You seem so honest. Can you share your grievances with me? It's tough out there.
It's not easy.
And it really is not easy. Our teachers are struggling. And I'm going to say that this is where the parent-teacher communication helps a lot.
Do you have WhatsApp groups for the parents?
We do, but we choose one group mom. So that's so our communication is via WhatsApp group, via what we call the D6 communicator, and emails. We still even use old-fashioned SMS, because you can send bulk SMSs. But what we do is that we have one group mom. She's the admin, and then she will liaise with the teacher, and then she would send post messages onto the group, or if there are any queries, then it's one person. Because sometimes it's hard it's easy to forget that teachers don't have lives, but teachers do, and we all have
our get these messages at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. So when we said that we speak one language, it's quite it's easy to lose yourself as a teacher or as a parent, to assume that, what, I need to be focused on me only.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back.
This segment is brought to you by Kenfield Auto, your RMI approved service and repair specialist. 236 Brickfield Road, Overport.
Kenfield Auto. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد.
Car won't start.
Can feel auto.
Noisy brakes.
Can feel auto.
Due for a service.
Can feel auto. Can feel auto. The answer to all your car problems. Your service and repair specialist for your VW, Audi, Suzuki, Toyota, or just about any vehicle. Kenfield Auto, your RMI and insurance approved workshop. Follow the red and white board in the passage at 236 Brickfield Road, Overport. Call Shafi on 031 207 2399. Kenfield Auto.
A year from now, your child will be older. The question is, will they be work ready or still unsure? At Keyline, we don't teach theory-heavy degrees. We teach practical digital design skills for the real world. Our one-year digital communication design program is hands-on, industry-aligned, and built around multidisciplinary content creation skills designed to get learners job-ready. Enroll now. Applications for limited seats are open. Visit keyline.co.za or call 031 312 8560. Keyline.
Education's purpose is to replace an empty mind with an opened one.
Join Sumaya Khan every Tuesdays between 7 and 8 p.m. for an educational evening exclusive to Radio Al Ansar.
Your education is a dress rehearsal for a life that is yours to lead.
School Matters with Sumaya Khan.
Good evening, listeners. We are talking, or I am talking to Rehana tonight, who is a grade 2 educator at Al Falah in the foundation phase, and she's loving it by the sounds. Her face just lights up here. She's such a inspiration to me here. Who's sitting here all exhausted after this long day and in the heat and everything.
Veronica, if you know my day,
Well, your face is just lighting up.
But I do have the spirit in me, and I do have the vibe in me. And I, if you follow my socials, you'll know that I recently took up this exercising regime. Well, it's a health journey. So I literally walk 5 to 6 kilometers a day. I've just come from that.
You go.
And then quickly into doing this. So
and then go walk another 5, 6 just to run around it off. Yeah, just brag. Carry on bragging. Please do it.
So it's I just learned that we have to make the most of everything.
I so agree with you. I try my best to work on that one.
Yes.
Sometimes there's all these external factors that just bump into you and causes a bit of a traffic jam there. So I want to ask you, we were talking now about parent communication and stuff like that. So how, and I know you're in the grade 2 level. I can't see grade 2 as being difficult. How do you deal with discipline issues? Are there discipline issues in grade 2? Is there fighting and things like that?
I think that, and I say this all the time to children, that the first thing is understanding the difference between what is wrong and what is right. For us, as adults, we also have our emotions, and it's fine for us to have it, but how come it's not okay for a child to have it? And that's where the lack of that communication is between our children and adults. I also feel that there's always 2 sides to a story,
3
like adults, or 3 sides to a story. So it's important that when it comes to discipline, that you are firm, that you are fair, but you are still loving. That old traditional wording of tough love. It really does work.
I so agree with you on that one.
I feel that also that children need boundaries so that they feel safe. So rules are important. I would say you're not going to go right through a stop street, or a stop sign or whatever. I don't answer that question, maybe. But
some people do.
But it likewise, rules are there to keep children grounded. They might not see it, but as adults, it's important that we have those boundaries. And I'm talking parenting as well as teaching. I'm not saying that you don't have to or you have to be mean, or you have to shout all the time or anything. But like we said earlier, there has to be a consequence for action. So for me, good behavior means rewards. Bad behavior or actions means a consequence.
Stars. Do you do the stars?
We still do stars and and stickers and building towards it. There's such lovely ideas out there now. And the best advice I can give to teachers are that when the school begins for the overseas schools in September, that's when you steal all the back to school ideas.
Yes, because they all advertise that on the reels.
Always advertising all their back to school ideas. And then that's where there's something called like blurt beans. So blurt beans are, you give a child, I'm really talking at a small level, in a classroom or even at home, you give them the 5 beans or the 5 beads. And then it's a process of elimination or addition. So good behavior, you get an extra one. Bad behavior or actions, you take away. Then you have a jar. And you label the jar with little notches. And the first one will say waffles or ice cream, the next one. So at the end of the day, you put in those 5 beads or 6 or whatever they've earned. Then they start again the next day.
Oh, lovely.
So it's either taking away or adding. That's encouragement for them. At our school, we have something called restorative discipline. So this is where we will teach the learners the good actions, and we'll teach them what all those things are, to be kind, perhaps something like the difference between being a bully, being rude, or being mean. They're all 3 different things, but they're all wrong. So really show children through lessons what you shouldn't be doing and what you should be doing, so that helps. But like I said, children will annoy each other, and I think that punishment teaches fear, but the guidance teaches our children the growth. And how to grow and how to get along. I will say straight out, I don't get along with everyone. I mean, Veronica, you don't get along with everyone, whether it's in your workplace, whether it's in your whether it's the supermarket. People annoy you all the time and stuff, but it's how you manage it. Also, I
Count
make it
to 10. 1, 2, 3.
I also tell the kids that you can't stay in that emotion. You can't stay angry all the time. It's fine to have the Blue Monday blues, but don't like now unpack it the whole day. You have it. Stay in it for a moment and then move on to what you are grateful for, or what's the happy thing that's going to happen for the day.
That is such good. That's good advice.
And that's even for us adults. I mean, it's unhealthy to just stay in that emotion. That's unless, of course, I said to them, if it's a good emotion, then you always want to stay in that.
But then they want to be excited for the whole day. Like sit down.
Yes,
madam, sit down. Okay, let's calm down.
When it comes to adults, I always say that what we'll do is that teachers will feed some children cupcakes and sweets and everything, and then we lock the people who are not teachers in the classroom for an hour.
Oh, shame. Oh, my word.
Just to feel the excitement.
Oh, shame. No, that's lovely. And class parties, do you do the whole class party thing for birthdays, or how does it work? Is it the same?
Well, in an Islamic school, we don't.
We don't. Okay.
Yes, but we do. We say a small little treat or something like that. But for me and for a lot of teachers out there, and a lot of the AMS, Association of Muslim School Teachers and schools, we have let me see, next week is maybe Popsicle Day.
Okay.
Or,
so there is
so there
something
are
like that.
lots of, yes, there are lots of treat days, there are lots of
Oh, that's
observation
what, yeah,
days.
yeah. Okay, so that's good.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be at the end of the year or when it comes to a birthday, but instead of.
So there's, okay. No.
I love to work with current issues. Everybody knows that, you know. Next week, Wednesday is World Read Aloud Day.
Yes.
So I would go really big for that.
Good.
You know, and that's where you do observations. I don't like to say celebrations. I love to say observation and observing the moments and the days and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. No, that sounds absolutely what's I'm. And so what is the best back to school advice that you can give a parent?
Let me think.
Sorry, did I get you?
Best, no.
Yeah.
I would say that it's not about perfection. It's about progress. I actually saw this from one of my favorite books, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. And that is, if you've read that book, you know that it's about that caterpillar turning into a butterfly. It doesn't happen overnight. Our children will never be perfect overnight.
Yeah.
We as parents, as teachers, never be perfect as overnight. As a parent, as an adult, no one is unteachable. That's why we're here. That's why we do all of this. That's why there's talk radio, to educate, to inform, to inspire. And I hope that, you know, as parents, as teachers, this is exactly what we do. I'm going to say it out there. Children need love.
Yes.
They need routine.
Yes.
Our children need sleep. They need encouragement. Adults, we need encouragement. How are we supporting our fellow colleagues? How are we supporting, and I'm not talking about in schools only. I'm talking about in general, that how, you know, how could Sumaya today just last minute say, Veronica, can you do this? And you support her. In
Always.
this.
She knows that, yeah.
So this is where we need to do more of this. Back to school, support the teacher, support each other, support your spouses. You know, there are mums out there who are doing it all.
Oh, yes.
And they need, teachers need to support.
They just need a hug sometimes, I think.
So that would be my advice as back to school.
And also for children that might be struggling. They're just there. I can see that you're having difficulty.
Yeah.
You know, I'm watching you and I'm so impressed with what you've done, and well done, you know.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I think that goes for children as well.
It's always lovely to know that you are trusted and that people can come to you. You know, that's ultimately what I would say would be an advice to parents. You know,
I always say it's triangle. The triangle.
And my favorite, and I know that if my HOD is listening, she's going to smile, because my favorite thing is hashtag self-care never goes out of style.
Yeah.
So it's so important to take care of yourself. Drink your water, you know.
At the moment, I think I'm drinking liters. It's so hot. Gee whiz. Yeah.
Don't neglect yourself. Be present.
Love
in
yourself.
What's happening.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
We as teachers sometimes we forget to love
and it
ourselves.
sounds airy-fairy, but it's true.
Yeah.
You know, this is what we want. Yeah.
So in closing,
yes,
what is it? What's the advice that you can give to parents and learners?
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Good. Yes.
That is, sometimes we take one small thing and it becomes overwhelmingly big, you know. Allow for mistakes to happen. Allow for learning to be progression, you know.
And if they're not as fast as the others, it's not a train smash.
It's not a
They'll
train
get
smash.
there.
It will happen.
Yeah.
Your 3-year-old doesn't need to be able to, I don't know all the colors now, you know.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, we spoke about this reading. If you passed shop or something like that, they'd be able to read the signs. So encourage that part of it.
Yes,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, Rayana, thank you so much for coming onto the show
pleasure.
tonight. I really appreciate that. And I'm sure Sumaya is listening
I'm
somewhere
sure
along
she
the line.
is, yes.
And so thank you so much.
It's a
And
pleasure, always
I
a
wish you an absolutely amazing year. I say for all the teachers.
And to you too, and of course, yes, to our parents and to our
Yes.
teachers, we do
I was
wish them
going to get there.
everything right. and we there, hey?
Yeah. And good luck to the parents and the children, and just enjoy school.
Yes.
We blink. It's end of January already. We've blinked. And it's going to be end of February.
Yes.
Keep well, listeners. All the best. Good night.
You are listening to School Matters with Sumaya Khan.
An informative Islamic global perspective. This is Al Ansar News.